Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now March 7th of 2021, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2, a lot of fans around the world have been very skeptical about the future of Star Wars ever since the Gina Carano firing situation. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars that a lot of fans are very much in tune with is exactly how Kathleen Kennedy really mistreated the fans over the years, and how she also mistreated Gina Carano. We all know of how she fired her through social media. She is the one who allowed her to get fired through hashtags and Twitter trends, which really reached a new low. I can understand maybe, and just maybe, giving her an email that she got fired, but even that's low. It should have been done face-to-face, giving her a phone call, sending her in, letting Gina know properly that she's going to be done now or on such and such date. That's how it should have been done. Now, moving past all of this, one thing that we are aware of is that we do know that John and Dave are really pouring their heart and soul into this new universe that's going to make up a lot of revived versions of Star Wars Legends, as well as brand new material that we have yet to see either on the big screen or on a Disney Plus platform. Now, with that being said, what's really exciting all has to do with the fact that Kathleen Kennedy, and Jon Favreau, there's a lot that has been going on behind the scenes that I think a lot of fans are going to be very interested in, and a lot of fans are also going to be very upset about this major decision that the higher-ups over at Disney had to come to a conclusion for in order to settle things out properly. So with that being said, of course, what's really intriguing about the entire situation and how it does indeed involve Gina Carano, given that The Mandalorian Season 3 is now in development, both Disney and Lucasfilm are working closely with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to continue their new universe. It's explained, however, that behind the scenes, since the Gina Carano firing, there have been many setbacks for the universe between Favreau having major creative differences with Kathleen Kennedy. It's described that both Favreau and Kennedy eventually came to a long-battled agreement that works for both people, and that Gina Carano's character, Cara Dune, is set to get a recast for the future Mandalorian seasons, and that this was a decision made by the higher-ups over at Disney that believe in Kathleen Kennedy's direction. However, Jon Favreau is also getting his way. There's a flip side to this coin, in which Favreau will be able to not bring back Cara Dune in his reworked version of Rangers of the New Republic, and that Cara Dune will not be coming back or will be recast in more than half the shows that he is working on. So Jon Favreau also got, his way as well. Let's not forget about this. However, the Cara Dune recast is indeed happening, and it is coming for Mando Season 3 and 4, for starters. All thanks to, of course, Kathleen Kennedy. Obviously, a lot of fans are very much up in arms over this, and many Lucasfilm employees, supporters that backed her, convinced the higher-ups over at Disney that by cutting out Cara Dune completely as a character, that Disney would take a financial hit on merchandise for Star Wars. Honestly, guys, I don't believe that would have been true in either scenario, but I digress. This is no more than a business move by Kathleen Kennedy to keep merchandise flowing for Cara Dune by a different actress. The higher-ups at Disney are demanding a complete redesign of Cara Dune, however. Disney even suggested giving Cara Dune a new hairstyle and armor as well. Lucasfilm is set to cast an unknown actress next month to actually reprise the role of Cara Dune. Now let me just stop right here for a second, because this is a very complex situation. We've talked about this for a number of weeks now, that Jon Favreau does not want a recast of Cara Dune, nor do a lot of fans out there, because they view that as complete disrespect, to Gina Carano. They do. Now, Jon Favreau wanted to not bring back Cara Dune, period, in any TV show. And it seems as though that Kathleen Kennedy more so got it her way than John, right? Because as for Jon Favreau, he got his, entire, agreement with Disney to not do a recast for Cara Dune in a couple of his TV shows. But the other half of the TV shows that they're currently working on, the recast version of Gina Carano's Cara Dune is set to come back. This is going to be a very interesting situation, and it just goes to show us that Kathleen Kennedy, at the end of the day, does not care at all, period. It's all about business, it's all about revenue, money, whatever have you, and that's all there is to it. It's all a power play here by Kathleen Kennedy. I really don't believe that Disney would have taken a financial hit if Cara Dune did not return. I highly doubt that. You know what they could have done? If you want to supplement that or create a remedy, bring back a better character, create a better character. That would have worked out too. This just seems like a very cheap move to kind of just stick to what was already somewhat working and to kind of recast Gina Carano's Cara Dune by some unknown actress that, for all we know, is obviously going to be falling more in line with Kathleen Kennedy's agenda. Who knows? But one thing is for certain is that there is a division at Lucasfilm. There are employees that back Kennedy, and there are employees that back George, John, and Dave. The ones that backed Kennedy outweighed the others, and they themselves convinced the higher-ups over at Disney that they would take a financial hit by never bringing back the character of Cara Dune in the form of merchandise. Hasbro already canceled Cara Dune, you know, the figurines and such, because it had the Gina Carano likeness on there. They wanted to get rid of that. To me, that never made sense. All they could have done, at the very minimum, was, if they really wanted to, maybe take some of the packaging off, like the imagery, and just keep the figure in there. They could have done that. Now, I've talked about this before in the past, that there is going to be a very interesting decision on March 9th. March 9th, we're going to be learning more about the shareholders' take on things when it comes to Star Wars, and we already know that a large chunk of shareholders are very unhappy with the way things that went down with Gina Carano's firing and how that really spawned a backlash by fans. It did. There's no doubt about this. I mean, this backlash was perhaps even bigger than The Last Jedi's backlash in 2017. I really do believe it was. I believe that the backlash over Gina Carano's firing was bigger because it kind of fell into politics a little bit there, and because it also fell into exposing Lucasfilm, realizing exactly what Lucasfilm does and how they treat their employees and their, you know, people that play their big-time characters in their shows. So it was more so less story-related this time and more so falling in line with, you know, decency that should have been applauded and, you know, politics that was a big, you know, controversy there. Obviously, that's why the backlash was larger, in my book, than The Last Jedi's backlash. In a different way, of course. The other thing I think a lot of fans need to know that's very, very important is that Kathleen Kennedy really does not care. She has yet to even make an interview. She has yet to actually put herself on camera. She is embarrassed. Look at what happened to her with that Oscar video. I mean, that was a complete embarrassment. I don't know how anybody could do that after firing somebody like Gina Carano and they're just popping up on that Oscars video that, by the way, got insanely ratioed. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was a big deal. So, yeah, guys, you know, let me know what you think about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.